Well, well, well. It looks like Fox News tried to pull a fast one by bringing on a well-known black radio host and comedian to praise Trump, only to have the tables turned on them quickly. I wonder how many MAGA watchers threw their remotes at the TV after this interview. We'll watch that in just a second, but first let's do a little vocabulary review. Let's talk about this whole Trump derangement syndrome thing. It's a term you'll hear in the video shortly. So basically, the Trump cult uses this term to brush off anyone who's not a fan of Trump. It's like they're saying, oh, you're just obsessed with hating on him. Must be that derangement thing. But really, that's just a lazy excuse. Instead of diving into the actual list of valid reasons behind why people are not a fan, they just slap on this label and call it a day. Politics can be a wild ride, no doubt. But throwing around terms like derangement doesn't do much to move the conversation forward. We should be all about hearing different views and having open talks, even when we disagree. Let's keep it real and focus on the real stuff rather than shutting down conversations with catchy buzzwords. So next time you hear Trump derangement syndrome, remember, it's just a conversation stopper, not a real argument. So let's get back to how Fox News messed up this time. Get ready to witness the Breakfast Club's Charlemagne The God take on Trump and flip the script on Trump derangement syndrome with a twist Fox News never saw coming.
I totally agree with Robert De Niro. I am one who suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. I think he is a threat to democracy.
Really?
I think that he led an attempted coup in this country. You know, he said he wanted to suspend the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. At the least, that's just not a patriotic thing to say.
I don't believe that.
He absolutely said that on
I will
Truth
look
Social.
that up.
He did.
He wanted to suspend the Constitution.
He said we should suspend the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. He said it on Truth Social, then said he didn't say it. So I read Project 25. I'm one of those guys that's like, I don't know if he will necessarily leave. I hope he does, as you said. I hope he does.
Even if
Charlemagne the God did not hold back in his assessment, slamming former President Trump as a threat to democracy. It's almost comical how Charlemagne is on Fox News of all places and dropped truth bombs like confetti at a parade. When Charlemagne jokingly said he had Trump derangement syndrome and then started dropping hard facts, it was like a sly wink to the whole situation. He basically took that dismissive label and turned it on its head. By sarcastically pretending to fit into this category of being obsessed with hating Trump and then following up with solid information, he was saying, hey, I can handle facts just fine. Thank you very much. It was a clever move showing that you can engage in real discussions based on evidence without being written off as deranged or irrational. And hey, who can blame Charlemagne for sounding the alarm bells when Trump suggests suspending the Constitution like it's some kind of buffet menu? Charlemagne kept it real by focusing on the bigger picture, protecting democracy. Kudos to him for not mincing words, even if it meant Fox News getting a taste of their own medicine while trying to spin the narrative. I mean, come on. Fox News must have been sweating bullets when Charlemagne started speaking truth to power right there on their turf. You know what? I hope Charlemagne's appearance on Fox News lights a fire under the conversation around Trump's actions and his impact on democracy. People should be talking about this, debating it, and hopefully really taking a hard look at what's at stake here. When Charlemagne pointed out how Trump was talking about suspending parts of the Constitution to overturn the election results, it really hit home for me. I mean, come on, that's just not something you say in a democracy like ours, right? It's like Charlemagne said, at the very least, it's simply unpatriotic. And then when Greg Gutfeld tried to brush it off, saying he didn't buy into it, Charlemagne did not back down. I respect that. We can't just ignore these kinds of statements, especially from someone who held the highest office in the land. The fact that Trump made that suggestion in the first place is pretty concerning. I mean, we're talking about messing with the core principles of our country here. The Constitution is meant to protect our rights and ensure our democracy works. So suggesting we should start picking and choosing which parts to follow just because of an election loss, that's troubling to say the least. It's important to call out these kinds of things and hold our leaders accountable like Charlemagne did here. We can't let people like Trump get away with undermining our democratic values. Charlemagne did a good job highlighting the contradictions in Trump's statements, and that kind of scrutiny is exactly what we need to protect our democracy.